Now we are going to allow static IPv4 address in Windows using the GUI mode. We open the control panel and then network and internet, and after that network and sharing center, and then we open change adapter settings. There we can see various adapters. We open the wireless network and then open its properties. We scroll down and open IPv4, its properties. There it is. It shows two options. In the general option, we see that it is given obtain IP address automatically. Instead of that, we use obtain the following address, and then we type the IP address which we want to give: 192.168.1.29, and then we just put a tab, and it will automatically list the subnet mask, and then click OK and close it. Now we are going to open the command prompt cmd. In the command prompt, we are going to write the command ipconfig. We go to the wireless adapter, and here we can see that the IPv4 address has been changed to what we have allocated to it, as well as the subnet mask. Now we are again going to change back the same settings, which was to obtain IP automatically, which is similar to obtaining through DHCP. And then we click OK and close it.
Client-server model is the one in which the task and workload are divided between the providers of the source, which are the servers, and the service requester, which are the clients. Client is the requester that makes a service request and server fulfills it. Multiple client programs share the services of a common server program. Client or server can be on the same or different computer system. It is of two types, 2-tiered and 3-tiered. Now we will see the schematic diagram of client-server model. In a 2-tiered client-server model, it has two parts, namely the client end and the database end. In this, the information and application reside on the same server. While in a 3-tiered client-server model, it has three parts, namely client end, middle layer, and the database end. In this, the application and information reside on the different servers. This is a diagram of a typical peer-to-peer network. In peer-to-peer network, the host can be both client and server at the same time. Now here are some advantages and disadvantages of peer-to-peer network.
Based on what you learned just now, why don't you pause your screen and try answering this question?
Network topology. Network topology defines the manner in which the computers, printers, and other types of devices are connected. It is a schematic view of the arrangement of the network, including the connection of the wires and the devices, and it also depicts the path used by data transmission. Now we will study the types of network topologies. This is for the bus topology.
In the bus network, the information, just like a bus, leaves the main server and then it has plenty of options to go to various computers. On reaching the junction, just like a bus, it has many routes which it can take to individual PCs as shown in the animation. At the end of the network, these two sponges that is the terminators, are present to soak up any stray information that was not intended to go to any of the PCs.
Advantages of bus topology. Very easy to set up and extend bus network. Cable length required in this topology is least required than other topologies. It is cost effective, mostly used in small networks, good for LAN. Now we will study ring topology.
Another topology is the ring topology, in which the data flows from the server in a ring in only one direction. If another direction is required, then dual ring topologies can also be used.
Advantages of ring topology. Reduced chances of collision. Speed of transmission doesn't get affected by increase in load. No need of network server to control the connectivity between the systems. Each computer has equal access to resources. Now this is for star topology.
So in the star topology, the hub is a piece of hardware that connects the various PCs to the server. The hub is connected to the server, so whatever the server data supplied to the hub, it feeds this information to all the individual PCs.
Advantages of star topology. Easy to connect new nodes. Centralized management. Failure of one node doesn't affect the network. Now let's see tree topology. It is also known as extended star topology and hub and spoke model. Connects multiple star networks to other star networks. Each and every hub or data centers are connected to each other to provide redundancy.
So what did we learn in this module? Let us summarize. The GUI interface of the network manager in Ubuntu systems. We used it to set up both wired and wireless connections. We learned about the commands ifconfig and iwconfig. Can you guess what they were used for? Yes, ifconfig was used for the wired one and iwconfig for the wireless one. You can also use the man command and learn more about these. The interface file etc network was edited to introduce static IP address instead of the default dynamic one. The same change was made in Windows through the change adapter settings. Then we learned about the client-server model and the peer-to-peer model. The client-server was the one in which the requesters, that is the client nodes, requested for services from the server nodes, while in peer-to-peer, the host could be client and server both at the same time. We also discussed about some of the advantages and disadvantages of this system. For example, in peer-to-peer, if one computer fails, all the others still continue to work, while if in the client-server system the server fails, all of the systems fail. Security is not so good in the peer-to-peer system other than setting passwords for the files that you don't want people to access. In the client-server system, the security is something handy. Also, we learned about some network topologies like star, ring, and bus. We discuss many of the advantages and disadvantages. Now this will follow a quiz to test your understanding.